Blackboard's virtual classroom is a Java applet, so you need Java to run on your computer. So that could be a little bit tricky if it's not already running. So here's what we do. There's a tool down in Course Tools for virtual classroom. It's under collaboration sessions. I made a new session, create collaboration session, and I made a Dan and Dean's lecture hall. It's a virtual classroom. It ends up as I made one for a button. So I go to virtual classroom. I choose the virtual classroom I want to enter. It asks if you have Java installed. Do you want to run it? Say yes. You have now a separate pop-up box that runs outside of Blackboard that looks like this. You have tools along the side, the map of everything here, chat's included. Dean's going to go over that today as well. Virtual classroom is what we're on right now. Whiteboard, so you can use a whiteboard. You can use tools to show things. You can draw lines. You can make different boxes. You can add text. And you can hit insert. You can use a pen and you can draw things using it, and anybody who's in the class will see that happening live. You are able to do equations, which I'm not as strong at, so I'm just going to leave that. You can make boxes. You can change box colors, so you could add things on a whiteboard if you wanted to demonstrate them. You can insert it. So each piece is separate. So with the whiteboard, you can move things around. You can also add, under controls, you can add a second page or a page 2. The group browser is something where you can add a web address. You can go to it. Basically, it's then displayed down at the bottom in the chat, and then that pops up in another window. You have a place to ask questions, so somebody can participate. If they want to do a private message, that's down on the bottom. So it posts down at the bottom. It's a private message so that the other students don't see it. If it's a regular question, you can send it. Everybody will see that. It'll go to the inbox, actually, directly from the person. The question inbox can be answered by the moderator. The moderator is generally the teacher. That pops up. You can send it, or you can check private. That goes back. You can add. Then you can uncheck show unanswered questions only, or you can leave all the questions still available. I answered a question and a response. Up along the top, there are different session controls that you can turn on and off pieces and parts of the virtual classroom if you don't want to use pieces. A passive user is somebody that can just use chat, and as they're observing, they don't get to engage in certain things if you don't want them to. The breakouts is a place where you can take breakout rooms, and you can add people to different breakouts if they need to do small group activities. You can add them to separate groups, and when you say OK to that, basically another window opens, so you'd have two side-by-side boxes. The separate group would be interacting on their own in their own virtual classroom, separate from the larger group.